Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your Captain Shreyas. Welcome aboard to the Vedantu JEE English channel with your Captain Shreyas. It's not the time for PYQs because PYQs means previous year questions. CYQs means current year questions which are going to come. So get ready, guys. It's morning time, 6 o'clock with your teachers. It's time to practice some amazing questions, 12 questions from kinematics, one dimension and two dimension, right? So that's my quick introduction slide. So if you're new to the channel, quickly let me know and say hello, tell me where you are from, and others, you know the drill. Quickly smash the like button. I know you are already subscribed, but if you have not, please do that right away right now, because you're going to miss a lot of fun, lot of sessions, lot of important tricks, lot of questions if you do not subscribe. So quickly go ahead, subscribe and mark your attendance right away right now. We have our usual students already. Hi Ibus, hi Suruti, hi Sabrinath, hi Vijaya, good morning. Madhupriya, welcome. Welcome Tuma, welcome Hasini, good morning. Nice to see all of you. Everybody ready for the top 12 questions? Obviously homework is also going to come. You're going to put up the homework question answer in the comments after the session is over. And yes, even during the class and after the class, you can ask doubts regarding that particular class to not me. I have my friend, right? Who is it? Virtual friend. With you can ask any doubts. Just have to use the link which is there in the description box. Smart notes, quizzes, questions also. Everything Ved will create for all of you. Yes, the link for Ved is there down below in the description box. Just go down and you will see it right over there. Okay. So it will come up after some time, after the session is over, right over here. Okay. Right. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Let's begin with the class. And here comes the first question on your screen. Thank you for liking. If you have not done that, please do that. In the following graph, the acceleration versus time of one-dimensional motion of a particle concludes. That means for sure, what can you say? Okay, that's the question. Figure this out. Speed is increasing, decreasing, velocity is decreasing, velocity is increasing. Remember, speed is the magnitude of velocity. So speed is always a positive number. It is the modulus. Velocity can be positive or negative. So, that is the difference between them. Speed is a scalar, velocity is a vector. This is a graph of acceleration versus time. And as you can see, the acceleration from positive, it is becoming zero. What do you think is the right answer? Come on, my dear students. Hi, Mohan. Good morning. Good morning. Remembering remembering is easy. Wow, what names you give. All right, come on, come on. Hi, Shailesh. Good morning, good morning. C for Captain Shreyas. Is that so? Okay, let's understand this better. Imagine the acceleration right now. Chumma, I'm taking some random value. Is let's say positive, let's say 4 meters per second square. After some time, it might become maybe plus 3 meters per second square. And after some time, it might just become positive 1 meter per second square. And finally, it will become 0 meters per second square. What does this positive value of 4 meters per second square tell you? It means acceleration is rate of change of velocity. So it means velocity is increasing by 4 meters per second every 1 second. This means velocity is increasing by 1 meter per second every 1 second. Here it means velocity stopped increasing. Velocity stopped to increase. But from here to here, every second velocity was increasing. But yeah, the rate at which the velocity was increasing was decreasing. The rate at which the velocity was increasing was decreasing, but it was still increasing. Hence, velocity is increasing is basically the correct answer. Option number D. It is not decreasing. Lot of students mark C or sometimes even go to A and B. So that is the funny part about the problem. So just because acceleration is reducing does not mean velocity is reducing. If acceleration is reducing, it just means my rate at which velocity is changing, that is reducing. But the actual velocity might still be increasing, but it is not increasing at so much rate. So probably the graph might look like this. So this is probably how the graph will look like for velocity versus time. So if somebody draws the graph of velocity versus time, that is how it will look like. It is still increasing. Got it? So beautiful question coming up on your screen now. Next one, a stone is thrown up with speed u from the top of a tower. From the top of a tower. It reaches the ground with velocity 3u. The height of the tower is. If you make a mistake, gone with the sign convention. So make sure all your signs, everything are right. When it is decreasing, okay. In the previous question, if you ask me, sir, when will it be decreasing? Imagine if the acceleration time graph was like this, then the acceleration will be negative. Acceleration will be negative. So that means velocity is reducing at every given point of time. That's all. And then the velocity time graph would have been something like this. This is how the velocity time graph would have been. Okay. So that is the idea behind it. All right. Moving on to the next one. Let's draw the diagram, guys. Without the diagram, it's going to be difficult. This is the tower. This is the ground. Okay. And you have basically thrown this particular thing from this tower like this upwards with a speed u, and it goes up, turns, comes down and hits the ground with a speed of 3u. That is what it is. The acceleration due to gravity is g, which is downwards. The only doubtful element over here is how much is this height. Now, this was its initial location. This was its final location. So the displacement vector, it will start from here and it will go down like this. This will be the displacement vector. Do you guys agree? From initial location to the final location, that's how the displacement will be. It will be negative. You can take any sign as positive or negative. So if I take, for example, downwards as positive, it is obvious that upwards will be negative. Upwards will be negative. So let's start writing down the equation. I need displacement, which is h. So velocities are given, time is not given. It's obvious I need the third kinematic equation. So I will use final velocity square is initial velocity square plus 2 times acceleration times our displacement. So our final velocity is 3u. Okay, I have to square it. Initial velocity is minus u. I have to square it. Minus u because upwards. 2 times acceleration. Acceleration is downwards, so it will be positive. And displacement is also downwards, so it will be positive. Do you guys understand? That anything which is down will be a positive quantity. 3u square means it will become 9 times u square. Negative square will become positive only. Plus, this will become 2 times g times h. 9u square minus u square will become 8 times u square will become 2 times of g h. So therefore, 2 and 8 will cancel. 4u square will become gh. So therefore, h will become 4 times u square, the thing divided by g. 4u square divided by g, that is basically option B. How many of you wrote B for IIT Bombay? Very good, Vedan. Amazing, Mohan. Yes. Nimalam. Yeah, V square is U square plus 2AS. Arvinda, no issues. You just missed one question. Yeah. Great. All right. Option B, yes, Santosh. Very good. No issues, Niman. You can continue watching, and whatever you have missed, you can watch it later on. Only one question you have missed. Okay. Moving on now to the next question coming up on your screen. What does it say? It says there is a metro station. A girl is walking up a stationary escalator in 20 seconds. If she remains stationary on the escalator, then she takes 30 seconds. The time taken by her to walk up the moving escalator will be how much? In a metro station, the girl walks a stationary escalator. So think of it like this. In the first situation, she's just basically climbing up the stairs. So if one might just take this as the escalators, that particular girl which is there right over here, she is moving up with some speed of u. Just chumma assume that. In the second scenario, what is happening? The escalator is there. The girl is chumma standing. The girl is chumma standing over there, and the escalator is moving up with a speed of v. In the third scenario, what is happening? The girl is not just chumma standing, she is walking as the escalator is moving up. So the girl is also moving with that speed u, and the escalator is also moving with a speed of v. So what will happen as a result? There will be a net speed of u plus v. That will be our net speed to go up. Is that right? That is what is going to happen in the third scenario. So it's all about now using the concept of time, distance, and speed. Speed is distance by time, right? Everybody knows that. So we're just going to use that particular thing. So speed is nothing but our distance divided by the time. Distance divided by the time. Let's assume in all the cases the distance is the same. So for the first scenario, when only she is walking, the speed is u, distance is let's say d, time is given that it is 20 seconds. Okay, so I'll just keep it as it is. In the second scenario, the speed is v, distance is the same d, and the time taken is basically 30 seconds. In the final scenario, when there when her speed is u plus v, distance is the same, I just do not know how much the time will be. So u and v, I can just put it from here. So u value is nothing but d by 20, v value is nothing but d divided by 30, and that will be d divided by t. D will cancel, so 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30 is 1 by t. Is that right, everyone? This is what I get till now. Now, just take the LCM. Therefore, 1 divided by t will be, LCM is basically 60. 20 goes 3 times, 30 goes 2 times. So, 3 plus 2, of course. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 by 60 is nothing but 1 by 12. So, 1 by t is 1 by 12. So, time is nothing but 12 seconds. So, 12 seconds is there, obviously, as the answer number C over here. Okay? Everybody with me? Yep, very good. C is the right answer. Very good, very good. 12 seconds, Santosh, Nimal, very good. Amazing, amazing. C, very good, very good. 12 seconds. Okay, I want everybody to spam the answer. You can also keep, solving the question as you're watching it. It's not that you are come here to watch a movie at 6 o'clock. Okay, you have come here to practice. In case you're like, no, sir, I'm not comfortable, then it is fine. Okay, then watch. But after the lecture is over, try to do the same questions again. And if you're loving these morning classes and if you want these lectures to be continued, make sure you're telling all your friends about this and waking up and watching it in the morning. Or else I can just put up a recorded lecture because I'm coming here live. I want everybody to wake up. That is the whole point. Else I could have just given some recorded lecture. I'm like, okay, 1 hour class, you watch it when anytime. There is a habit which I want to cultivate. And that's why I want live watching to be awesome. Else I will be forced, okay, leave it. I'll just share one PDF. So everybody, let your friends know about these morning classes. Okay, let's go. Next question on your screen. Here it comes. The distance traveled by a stone which is thrown up from the ground is same in the 5th second and in the 6th second. The speed with which it was projected from the ground is how much? Okay, interesting. See, this is the ground level. The stone was thrown up from the ground level like this. Okay, and then it continues its journey up before starting to return back down like this. All right, this is how the journey is going to look like. Now, if the distance is the same in the immediate consecutive 2 seconds, because otherwise what happens is, imagine when the stone is going up, if this is 1 second, this is the next second, this distance is less, this distance is more, right? Because every time it goes up, the distances will reduce, and even while coming down also same thing happens. Like this might be less, and again it accelerates, it might be more. So it can't be in the same direction for sure. So whatever is happening in two opposite directions. Because if it is in the same direction, the distances are unequal in consecutive second, like 5 and 6 are two consecutive numbers. So the only possibility I feel that can be there is that probably, I'm just saying that this is fifth second and this is sixth second. Both are exactly 1 second time interval, one after the other. And the motion of a vertical 1D motion under gravity is symmetric. The motion is symmetric while going up and coming down. So this is the most important criteria that we have to use. The motion is symmetric, is symmetric. Whatever happens while going up is going to happen while coming down. So if this is fifth and this is 6 second, meaning what? This is t is equal to 5. Fifth second means you go 1 second before. So from 4 to 5 is called as the fifth second. And this, if it is 5, this will be t is equal to 6. This is called as the sixth second when it is coming down. So any nth second means you have to go 1 second before that. So 6 second means 6 minus 1 is 5. So from 5 to 6. Fifth second means before 1 second. So from 4 to 5. That duration, how much did you travel? Is that okay? So one thing is clear, at t is equal to 5, at t is equal to 5, you are going to be at the top. So when are you going to again come back? So therefore, you are going to again come back on the ground, at what time, guys? Yes, you're going to come back at 10 seconds. So this 10 seconds is nothing but your time of flight. Your time of flight. And now we can use time of flight formula. Remember, it was 2 times u divided by g. Time of flight is 10 seconds, 2 times u by 10. So therefore, u will be nothing but 10 multiplied by 10. This 10 goes on the top and the 2 comes below. 10 tens are 100 divided by 2 is nothing but 50 meters per second. So 50 is there. C for Captain Shreyas. How many of you mark Captain Shreyas? Very good. Amazing. Time is 10 seconds. Okay. You don't have to note down anything. The PDF will be available after the session is over. You don't have to, even for solving, don't write down the problem or the options or given to find and all that. Directly start solving in a rough sheet. Don't use fair notebooks and all. That is not the culture of JEE. Okay. JEE students, nobody does that. Even I as a student never did it. You just have to take down the notes after the lecture is over, okay, and whatever teacher is doing, just start solving. That is how the mentality should be, or else you will not cultivate that speed. You will always think of having that full arrangement around you. Oh, when this happens, this happens, this happens, only then I'll solve. No, don't do that. You have to develop that habit of solving in the rough sheet instantly. Even if you find a newspaper, you should be able to solve. Okay, this space is there, I will start solving problems. Because if you see, my books during my preparation, you see any book like H.C. Verma, P. Bahadur, this, that, Aryan, on the corner, everywhere, the pages are torn, formulas are written, question is solved, hints is written. That's how it is. Okay, great. Let's move to the next one coming up on your screen. Here it is. The trajectory question is asked. Trajectory of a projectile from the origin is given by the equation y is x minus 2x square by 5. the initial velocity of the projectile is? The initial velocity, how did you say fifth second is in the top? Naresh, the only possibility is, see, I mean, it can't be like this. Like this is fifth and this is sixth, because then this and this distance will not be equal. Because the motion is symmetric, so you have to use consecutive. Consecutive means 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, like that. Consecutive numbers. And one has to be going up, one has to be coming down. Because I know the motion is symmetric. Like this height will be same as this. But then this will not be consecutive. This might be third second, this might be seventh second. 3 and 7 are not consecutive. So the only possibility is that both these displacements are at the topmost point. So the topmost point is the common point. That is the only possibility. Else it will not be consecutive in nature. Is that okay? Make sense? Let me know if you have understood this concept. It's a very good problem. Great, great, Naresh. So that's the advantage of you guys watching me live over here. You can ask me doubts, and things get cleared. That's the advantage of these practice sessions. Okay. So x minus 2x square by 5. I will compare it with our regular equation of trajectory. Remember, recollect the formula. There was x, then there was tan theta. I'll just try it by comparison if I get it. Minus, you have g and then x square divided by 2u square cos square theta. Remember this equation? Yeah? Okay. Now just start comparing. If you see, x is multiplied by tan theta over here. Here, x has nothing over here, but basically this particular number which is there is nothing but 1. So it is not 0. Don't say it is 0. It is 1. So 1 is equal to tan theta. Therefore, theta is nothing but how much? 45 degrees. Okay, that is one thing. Next, if you see over here, the number which is there with x square is 2 divided by 5. And this is basically the whole thing. So therefore, 2 divided by 5 is g divided by 2u square cos square theta. Okay, now start substituting all the values. G is nothing but 10. G is nothing but 10. 2 is 2. U is unknown. Cos theta, that means cos 45. So this will be nothing but cos square 45. So let's see what really happens on this. Okay. So 2 and 2 multiplies, 10 goes downstairs. So it will become 2 multiplied by 2. Then this will be 5 multiplied by 10. 5 multiplied by 10. And we have 1 by u square. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 square is 1 by 2. So this will just become 1 by 2. Okay. So this will just become multiplied by 1 by 2 because cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So square is 1 by 2. Okay. So just take this on the other side and you will be getting 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by half, and this will be 5 multiplied by 10 is 1 by u square. Correct? 2 cancels. One of the two will remain. This 2 and this 10 will cancel. So only basically 5 into 5 will remain as basically u square. Therefore, 1 by 5 is 1 by u. Therefore, u is nothing but 5 meters per second. So 5 meters per second, that is B option. That is absolutely correct. IIT Bombay, B for IIT Bombay. Yes. Very good. Many of you got it. Very good, Chaitanya. Very good. Nimal, Sabrinath. Very good, Vidhan. Yes, angle is 45 degrees, Santosh. Perfecto. Yes, Naresh understood. Glow. Okay. Yes, perfecto, 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 KNS. Awesome, awesome. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. Moving on to the next question on your screen, and here it comes. Projectile is fired at 37 degrees from the ground level, maybe, and then again fired at another angle to get the same range in the projectile motion. So the ratio of the maximum heights is how much? Now, whenever you see this concept of same range, it happens at complementary angles. Same range happens at complementary angles, 30, 60, 45, 45, right? 10, 80. So 37's complementary is how much? 53 degrees. So I know the two angles now. One is 37, one is 53. So at both these angles, I will notice at both these angles, one's at 37 and one's at 53 degrees, I will see that the range is going to be the same. But the maximum heights are going to be different. So what's the formula for height? We all know height formula is u square sine square theta divided by 2g. Therefore, our height is directly proportional to the square of sine square theta. Therefore, height 1 by height 2 will be sine square first angle 37 degrees divided by sine square second angle 53 degrees. Okay, what is sine 37? It is nothing but 3 divided by 5. So square it. Sine 53 is 4 divided by 5 standard angles. So 5 cancels. So I will just get 3 by 4 whole square. 3 square is basically 9. 4 square is basically 16. So 9 by 16, that is B option for IIT Bombay again. 9 by 16 is the answer. So directly you have to use height formula. Complementary angles give the same range. That is the second concept. Third is simple algebra where you have to solve the mathematics. Awesome. Very good. Moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. A particle is going with 5 meters per second along negative x-axis has an acceleration of I cap plus 4j cap meter square. So it's a two-dimensional question. Okay. The time at which the velocity is perpendicular to its initial direction of motion is how much? Oh my God, crazy. Let me visualize what is really happening over here. A particle is initially moving in a negative x-axis. So the initial velocity is like this, and it is given to me 5 meters per second. And it is also told to me that there is acceleration of I cap plus 4j cap. That means the acceleration is something like this. This is the acceleration. Acceleration vector is I hat plus 4j hat meters per second square. So yes, there will be two components of the acceleration. So if you think about it carefully, this will be just the resultant vector. This will be just the resultant vector. There will be an acceleration like this of 1 meters per second square in I cap, and the next component will be like this of 4 meters per second square. So because of these two accelerations, one in the y and one in the x, I feel that the path taken by the particle might be something like this before going back, because there is some acceleration here. So it will probably go like this. So this might be the path taken by the particle. This might be roughly approximately the path taken. How did I know it is like this, not like this? Because there is an acceleration this way, so it has to go up. There is an acceleration this way, so it has to eventually go there. So that is the reason why I wrote it. And the question says the velocity is perpendicular to the initial direction. So I can clearly see at exactly this point somewhere over here, the velocity, this velocity is in y direction and it is perpendicular to the initial direction. How many of you saw this? Velocity is perpendicular to the initial direction of motion. That means v vector is along y and has no component along which direction? Along x direction. So if I write an equation of kinematics, Vx is ux plus ax into t in the x direction, x component should be 0. The initial velocity will be -5. Acceleration in the x will be +1 multiplied by the time. So therefore, my time will be nothing but 5 seconds. So 5 seconds is nothing but your option number D. There you go. Option D is the correct answer. Very good. Bharat. Amazing. No, it is not B. Yes, Santosh, it is D. Very good. If it should be perpendicular to X, it should be 0 velocity in the x direction. So the interpretation of the problem was the tricky part. Once you understand what is happening, it is very easy. One equation, within 3 seconds, you will get the answer. But understanding this is very critical. Sometimes they will give you, it is crossing the x-axis, it is crossing the y-axis, it has reversed its direction, it has come back to its original position. These kind of things you should understand what it is, a diagram. So always draw a diagram. The diagram might take 30 seconds, but it will waste otherwise your time if you don't draw it. You are like, what is happening? Which will x be 0? Will y be 0? What will happen? It will waste your time. So better take 20 seconds, understand it, draw whatever you know, and then figure out which equation to be used. Next one coming up on your screen. A ball is rolling off the top of a staircase. Staircase questions, very favorite questions. U meters per second. The steps are h in height, b in width. Ball hits the edge of the nth step. Find the value of the nth step. Okay, first let me draw the steps, guys. This. Chuma, I have drawn something. All right. And our ball is there over here. It has some velocity like this. And what happens is it hits the edge of the nth step. This is the nth edge. You can think of it. Okay. So this is basically, imagine this is first step. This is first step. Then this is second step. This is third, fourth. Imagine like that only. Okay, Chuma, if I put some dotted line like this might become the nth step. This might become the nth step. This might be the first step over here, like that. So, in this process, you can visualize that this is basically horizontal projectile from a hill. Horizontal projectile from a height. That kind of scenario where you had a tower, you are throwing something, it goes and falls over here. It's very similar to that. How many of you realized it? Isn't it very similar to that? Okay. If you realize that much, great. Now, let me tell you what and all are the things. First of all, if you go from here to here, wherever it hits, and here to here, this particular thing is basically the height, and this particular thing is basically the range. The height will be, each step will have a height of h, 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 h. So it will be basically n times of h. The range will be b, 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 like that. So it will be n times of b. That is what the range will be in terms of the step dimensions, and the total height be in terms of the step height. H, 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 n, h, b, 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 n times of b. Now we all know there is a formula which is there for horizontal projectile, which says that the range will be nothing but initial velocity multiplied by root of 2 times the total height divided by g. This is the formula. Just use this. I think our job will be done. Range is n times of b. U is u. Root of 2 times height is n times of h divided by g. Square both sides, so you will get n square. B square is u square multiplied by 2 times nh divided by g. N will cancel, so we will have n b square is equal to 2 u square h divided by g. So therefore, n will be 2 times u square h divided by g b square. That's it. 2 u square h divided by g b square, that is C option. Yeah, there you go. I think I am already on the solution slide or what? Yeah, but yeah, this is the correct option, guys. This is the correct option. Everybody with me? Yes, option number C is correct. Very good. Very good. Oh, it's not so visible. Okay. Uh, Maybe it did not get printed properly over here. But yeah, uh, this is the answer. Forget the options. If you just had to solve it, how will you solve? Okay, think like that. Forget the options. Correct. So you should know this formula, else you will waste time in two-dimensional kinematics. You will do one equation in X, one equation in Y. It's a waste of time. That's why remembering the formulas will always save it. Moving on to the next question. A projectile is fired at some angle, some speed, just crosses over two poles of height h each after 1 and 3 seconds. What's the time of flight, man? Oh my God, this is killer question. Many kids are going to struggle over here, but I feel this is very nice to solve. There is one pole over here, another pole over here of the same height, h, and you are throwing your projectile like this. So it goes like this from just over one of the poles and then the other pole before it lands over here. That is how the projectile motion is. Question is, it reaches here at 1 second and here at 3 seconds. What is the total time of flight? I know what you guys are thinking, sir. Nothing is given. What is the height? Not given. Speed? Not given. Angle? Not given. But I'll tell you what, use your brains a little bit. The heights are the same. So they will be at a symmetrical position. Think of it like this. From the maximum height. This is the maximum height. Whatever is happening here will also be happening here. Whatever is happening here is also happening here. So if this is 1 second, this is 3 seconds, this is exactly the maximum height point, max height, which is also the midway between the entire journey. So this particular location should be at 2 seconds. Between 1 and 3, what is the exact midpoint? Between 1 and 3, it is 2. So if it reaches the maximum height at 2 seconds, it will be on the ground. 2 seconds for here, 2 seconds for the downward journey. So it will be on the ground at 4 seconds. So that is the total time of flight, which is option B, 4 seconds. I didn't even write one equation. This kind of questions can also come. Okay? How many of you loved this kind of question, guys? Yeah? Wasn't it fascinating? Crazy, no? Okay, moving on. Next question, guys. On your screen, here it is. The acceleration of a body which is moving in a straight line is inversely proportional to the velocity. If it was at rest at origin, the position is proportional to which power of velocity? Immediately one thing comes to my head. Acceleration, velocity, x, inversely, directly, powers, derivatives. I have to use derivatives. So in the first part, acceleration of the body is inversely proportional to the velocity. So therefore, acceleration is nothing but dv by dt. Instead of proportionality, I will put some constant c1 multiplied by 1 by v. I will rearrange it. So v times of dv is c1 times of dt. It's time now to integrate them. So integral of v dv is equal to c1 integral of dt. When you are at 0 time, velocity was 0. At t time, velocity was v. So this will become v square divided by 2. V square divided by 2 is nothing but c1 multiplied by, what is this? T. That's it. So if you want to make it a new constant, v square will become, instead of c1, I will make it c2 into t. That is what my v square will become. So v will be nothing but root of c2 multiplied by t inside the root. If you want, I can put it as a new constant. I can call it c3, and this will be nothing but t raised to half. But velocity, I can now say, is nothing but dx by dt. Therefore, dx will be c3 multiplied by t raised to half multiplied by dt, where I can now put integral symbols. integration will be from 0 at the origin at time 0 to some time, to some x coordinate. So this will become x is equal to c3. T raised to half integration is t raised to 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. This will be a new constant. I can call it c4. So therefore x will be c4 into root of t whole thing raised to 3. That is what I'm getting. So I got x, but in terms of time. This C1, C2 does not matter because I'm only interested in proportionalities. Root T, I got an idea over here. Guys, if you notice, from this particular equation, okay, or rather this particular equation, this T raised to half is nothing but root T multiplied by C3 was actually velocity. So, which means root of T is velocity by C3. So, why not put velocity by C3 over here? Why not put velocity by C3 over here? This is whole cube multiplied by C4 is equal to X. See if this works. Yeah, this is what it is. Therefore, X is nothing but, this is something and all constants, but it is proportional to V raised to 3. So, X is proportional to V raised to 3, which is C option. Captain Shreyas. Very good. Good morning, Salim. Yeah. Welcome aboard, everyone. Yeah. Alpha question. Amazing. I think this is also a very good question. Lengthy. It will take more than a minute in the exam because you will be solving it step by step process properly. Else, if you make a mistake in the powers, it's not like you cannot do it fast, but you should not make any mistakes in the powers. Then you will get an immediate next answer which will be wrong. It will give you negative marks. Okay. Next question, guys, on your screen. Two balls of equal masses are thrown up along the same direction in a time gap of 2 seconds, the same speed, then they will collide after what time? Interesting. So, this is our initial place from which I'm throwing them. First one, I throw it at t is equal to 0, at t is equal to 0, and with a speed of 40 meters per second. So maybe it is going up like this and it is coming down. The second one, I'm throwing it, let's say like this, same speed of course of 40 meters per second, but I start throwing it up at t is equal to 2 seconds, and somewhere over here is where they are nothing but going to collide. They are going to collide. So the question is, at what height do they really collide? One thing is clear, whenever the collision happens, their displacement is the same. Can you see that? Their displacement from here to here, if I call this as the displacement is nothing but the same right from where they start to where they hit. Number one. Number two, when this ball reaches here, it was in the air for t seconds. This was the time in air. T time, the time in air is t. But if you ask me for the other ball, it was left after 2 seconds. So it got 2 seconds less. So it was in the air for t minus 2 seconds in the air. Do you guys get it? So if you leave something later on, it will get lesser time in that activity. So the second ball got 2 seconds less in the air before it collided. Now, because displacement is same and displacement is nothing but ut plus half at square, and we will take upwards as positive, anything which is downwards will be negative. Okay, so for this yellow ball, the first one, I will say initial velocity will be 40, okay, positive, into time plus half into acceleration will be negative g or negative 10 into t square. That is what it will be. For the blue ball, again it will be 40 multiplied by t minus 2 plus half into acceleration will be downwards minus 10 into t minus 2 whole square. This is the correct equation that you should write. Now just have to expand this properly. So therefore I will get 40t. This will become minus 5t square is equal to, over here, you will again get 40 times of t minus 40 into 2 is nothing but 80 minus 5, and you will have t square plus 4 minus ab, right? So minus 4 times of t. Many things will get cancelled, like this 40t and 40t. This minus 5t square and minus 5t square will get cancelled. So technically on the left hand side you will have 0, that means nothing left. On the right hand side you will have minus 80 left. Minus 5t square has got cancelled. So minus 5 into 4, which is 20, minus 20, okay. Minus minus will be plus, so 5 fours are 20, so 20t over here. So therefore, 20 times of t will be nothing but 100. So therefore, t will be nothing but 5 seconds. But that is not the question. The question is at what height will they meet? So we can find that s basically, initial velocity is 40 multiplied by time, which is 5, minus half into 10 multiplied by 5 square. So 4 5s are 20. So 200 minus 10 by 5 is 5. 5 into 5 square, that's 125. So that is going to make it 75 meters. So 75 meters, which is B option, is the correct answer. Okay, beautiful question where both projectiles had different intervals of time. They meet at the same place. That means displacement was the same. Usage of kinematics multiple times. So I think it's a wonderful question, and many people will leave this question or make mistakes in this. So definitely 99 percentilers will solve this. All right. We have the last question coming up. After this, I'm just going to give you the homework. A positively charged particle, wow, electrostatics, is fired from the ground at some angle, falls off on the ground after some time. Now, a horizontal uniform electric field is switched on. So, what will happen? This, I was expecting this kind of questions. They were asked even in last year and even this year. So, normally, when you fire a projectile, okay, it will go like this and come down over here. The only force which is there is gravitational force, okay, and that causes gravitational acceleration, which is downwards. So there is no acceleration here. But what happens, imagine what happens when you not only have your irregular gravitational force but also electric force. So mg is also there and charge multiplied by field is also there. So what really happens? In that case, you will see it will still go up with the same height, but there is one small change. The range will change. Range will change because that electric force is going to pull it. So it will have now more range. Yes, it will have more range, guys. So instead of falling here, it will now basically fall somewhere here. More range because mg is also there and this electric force of QE is also there. But height wise, no change. Yeah, it will be the same height. There will be no change in that. Even time of flight will not change. In fact, the nature of the path will also not change because this is also parabola. This will still remain a parabola. So parabola will remain a new parabola, but parabola will be there. So parabolic shape, yes. Maximum height, yes. Time of flight, yes. Range will also same. Many people ask me, sir, why will the time of flight be same? See, the time of flight, if you ask me, it is 2u sine theta divided by g. Look at it like this. This is 2. This is initial velocity is y direction, and this is acceleration's y component. This is still going to be the same, and even this is also going to be the same. So y direction, nothing has changed. Only things have changed in the x direction. That is why the time of flight will not change. Ay is in g, which is y direction. So electric field will not affect it. Hence, range is the odd man out here. The quantities which will change is this, which will not change is this, and this. Okay. Next one is your homework question. Answer and the solution is there on the next slide. But everybody attending it live or even recorded, quickly spam the answer in the comments, not in the chats, in the comments after the lecture is over. Okay. So you can take a screenshot, all right, of this. Options are v square minus v naught square by 80, v square plus v naught square by 280, V square plus V naught square by 80, V square minus V naught square by 280. Okay, all kinds of combinations are there. I just read it out in case it was not clear. And do remember that you can also use Ved after the session is over. Please download the application from the App Store, yeah, Play Store, or you can use it even on the normal web browser. You ask Ved any question, and Ved is free. You don't have to pay the subscription fees, which is there. This is only the Children's Day offer which we launched for the new joiners, because right now there are many AI companies like be it ChatGPT or even Gemini and so many others are giving free offers. So this is the initial period, and use it because it is useful for your upcoming JEE Mains examination. All right. So make the best use of it. Quizzes are there. You can create your own questions. You can ask doubts. You can ask how to improve everything, and Ved will help you out. Okay. Create your free account now and make use of it. The link will be there in the description box. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking, enjoying, keep attending the class and get others also. Don't be selfish. Call others. I want more people attending it in the morning. Else I will be like, okay, students are chilling out. Nobody is waking up. I have to wake up. Okay, so don't do that. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Captain Shreyas signing.